NFL and NBA got a lot to unwrap, so to speak, here on the special Christmas edition of the Power 5. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's get into the games. We're going to hit both NFL games before getting to some NBA. We start with Chiefs Steelers, 1 o'clock Eastern on Netflix. If Kansas City wins this game, they will clinch the number one overall seed in the AFC and home field advantage. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh also already assured of a playoff spot. They return home this week after taking back to back double digit losses on the road at Philadelphia and Baltimore. So the third week in a row here that the Steelers will be facing an elite opponent. They could have wrapped up the AFC North with the win on Saturday, but alas, that did not happen. And now the black and gold are tied with the rival Ravens for first in the division and do not control their own destiny. But the big news for this week, at least in my opinion, wide receiver George Pickens is expected to play for the Steelers. I think that is significant as Mike Tomlin seeks to avoid what would be just his second 3-game losing skid over the last 40 games. Remember, though, betting the Steelers here does not require a straight up win, as they're currently getting 3 from the odds makers. I don't hate the idea of teasing the home dog up to +9. Let's not forget the Chiefs rarely, if ever, win by margin. Just 3 wins this season by more than 8 points, and all of those came against teams with losing records. Remember, Patrick Mahomes just suffered that high ankle sprain 2 weeks ago. This is his third game in 11 days. The Kansas City offensive line is suspect. They may struggle against the Steelers pass rush that is known to get home. I'll also throw in this tidbit. Mike Tomlin is on a 14-3-1 ATS run as a home dog going back to 2018. That includes 2-0 this season. The second game of the Netflix doubleheader is Ravens Texans. The road team has definitely taken money here. Baltimore out to a 5.5-point favorite as of this recording. Of course, all 4 teams in action on Christmas Day will be playing their third game in 11 days, and they all just played last Saturday. In the case of Baltimore and Houston, these seem to be 2 teams trending in opposite directions. The Ravens, number 1 in the NFL in both yards per play, differential, and DVOA. They did benefit from some real fumble luck in that win over the Steelers last Saturday. I do have to say that's somebody who would bet on Baltimore in a teaser. But it's hard to see him losing to a Texans team that will be without wide receiver Tank Dell, just suffered a season ending injury in the loss to the Chiefs. This is a Texans offense, guys, that has really struggled on early downs this season. No offense in the league has faced more third downs of 7 or more yards. Now, Houston did just sign Deontay Johnson, which is interesting because Johnson was just with the Ravens earlier this year. They cut him, but Johnson certainly hadn't done much. And if you're on a third team this season, what does that say about you? Oh, by the way, the total for this game has actually come down a point to 46.5, even though Baltimore is 12-3 to the over this season. My take is that it's hard for me to see the Ravens losing this game. If they hit -6, just tease them down to a pick 'em. Before we hit some of these Christmas Day NBA games, I want to just let you guys know I currently have a 5% max bet available for the college football playoff. Not only am I still number 1 in CFB over the last 13 months, I hit 67% overall from November of 2023 to November of 2024, but I am 9-3 with 5% football plays during that span. That includes 2-0 during the college football regular season as I cashed Texas Tech over Arizona State, Fresno State over Colorado State. Last year, my only 5% in the college bowls was a winner with Michigan over Alabama in the national semifinal. I like this one even more. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, you can get it for only $5. That's an incredible deal. Guys, you know me. I do not put 5% plays out very often. Head on over to wt.buzz/BP to get it now. All right, let's hit some of these NBA games. There are 5 Christmas Day matchups in the association. I'll be discussing 3 of those on the show today, starting at noon Eastern with the Spurs at the Knicks. New York is a 9 or 9.5 point favorite for this one. Total's 223.5. I'd play the over here. The Knicks are second in the league in offensive efficiency. They average 117.3 points per game. On Monday, they dropped 139 on the Raptors, shooting 59% from the field in the process. This is a Knicks team that is second in the league in three-point percentage. But if there is one area of concern for New York here, it's that they are also allowing opponents to make an average of 13.7 threes per game. That should give some hope to the Spurs. I am expecting points in this one from both sides. So look at the over there. Second game on the docket is T-Wolves Mavs. That is a 2:30 Eastern start. This game's probably not going to get a lot of attention going against Chiefs Steelers, but here's how you should bet it. T-Wolves team total under. Right now, you can get this at 108.5. You may want to wait, shop around, hope for a 109 because incredibly, the T-Wolves have not scored more than 109 in regulation since November 17th. That's 13 consecutive games. All right, I'm going to close out the Power 5 now with a play you heard me give out on the morning wager with Mark Zinno. It is another team total, Celtics over 116. If you missed what happened to Boston Monday night in Orlando, allow me a moment to recap. Playing without Jason Tatum, they blew a 15-point halftime lead, end up losing to the Magic 108-104. The culprit for that loss not only was Tatum's absence, but the Celtics were just 8 of 32 from three. Now, this is a team that averages 51 attempts and 19 makes from behind the arc for the season. So at home on Christmas Day, facing the 76ers, you got to expect some offensive improvement from the Celtics, particularly from behind the arc, especially with Tatum back in the lineup. Boston averages 119.1 points per game. That is fourth most in the league. They are third in offensive efficiency. Also, the last two times off a loss, the Celtics put up 123 points each time. Pretty rare they're held under this number of 116 in back-to-back games. I don't care if the 76ers have their big three together for just the sixth time this season. I expect points from Boston in this one. Go ahead and comment down below with your thoughts on the Power 5, including what you think of this spiffy jacket. After you've done that, just head on over to wt.buzz/pp for all of my top Christmas Day selections. I will have an NFL and NBA combo pack available for only $29. Also, don't forget you can get all of my plays from now through the end of January for just $299. Tremendous deal there. That is going to do it for this special Christmas edition of the Power 5. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash that like button if you did. Make sure you're subscribed to the WagerTalk YouTube page. Happy holidays, everybody. Until next time, let's cash some tickets.